Hi, how are you? I'm delighted to once again share with you that which God is saying. And today my heart was taken way back to think through a Bible study that I had with our youths in the recent past, and that in our study of the book of Daniel. And when we were studying the book of Daniel, chapter 2, we spoke about this dream that King Nebuchadnezzar had, a crazy dream of this image, a giant. And the dream, as the Bible tells us, disturbed him so much. And he called his magicians and merchants and all astrologers to come and interpret the dream for him. In fact, not only interpreting the dream, but his demand was that you tell me what the dream is and then interpret it. And from the answers of the astrologers, they said, no king has ever asked such a thing. People have been sharing their dreams and we interpret. And then, of course, the king was very angry and gave a decree that all the wise people will be killed. Now, what that meant was that even Daniel and his three friends will be killed because they were brought in and trained to be part of the wise people of Babylon. Now, the encouragement that we're having today is in that decree that was given by the king. In verse 12 of chapter 2 of Daniel, this is what the Bible says. For this cause the king was angry and very furious and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. And the decree went forth that the wise men should be slain. And they sought Daniel and his fellows to be slain. Now, then Daniel answered with counsel and wisdom to Arioch, the captain of the king's guard, which was gone forth to slay the wise men of Babylon. Now he answered and said to Arioch, the king of captain, why is the decree so hasty from the king? The Arioch then made things known to Daniel. Now, what I want us to learn is what Daniel did that was different. Remember, one of the things that the astrologers and the merchants said to the king was that that request that you're having is so difficult. No human being in the body will actually do it, but the gods. Now, Daniel revokes the name of that God that they did not know in a terrible time to bring about a point. I want us to study some few things or the steps that Daniel did as an encouragement to us. When it was time and the king has given a decree that everybody will be killed, the first thing that Daniel did in verses 16, then Daniel went in and desired of the king that he will give him time and that he will show the king the interpretation. So the first thing that I'm learning from this is that Daniel asked for the time. Every moment of challenges, we are always in haste. We want to run there, we want to do this, we are always moving things. We are feeling that we have to fix them to work. The first thing that Daniel is doing in a difficult time, or in a time that the decree has been given to be killed, he asks for time. And I want to encourage all of us, myself included, so that we can also use this moment of our challenges to take some time and reflect about our lives and relationship with God. But the second thing, Daniel, in verse 17, then Daniel went to his house and made the things known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, his companion. Another thing that I'm learning, in the second thing I'm learning with Daniel, when the challenges actually came to him and his friends, is he shared with his friends. These are moments to share what we are going through with our friends, trusted friends. Share with your friends, tell them the experience. I remember in one of the evenings I just told our youth leaders so that we can just have a catch up meeting in Zoom, and our meeting was just, how are you, what is happening in your life. It is good to share experiences, share what is happening with your friends at this time. But the third thing that Daniel did, this is in verse 18, that they will desire mercies of God of heaven concerning this secret, that Daniel and his fellows should not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. The last lesson that I'm learning from Daniel when he was faced with a challenging time and moments is that he sought the face of God. The Bible says that, he will desire the mercies of God. Now, these are not the times to complain. These are not the times to um, just thump. These are not the times to, you know, be divided in whichever nature. These are actually the times to seek the mercies of God, because Him alone who understands the context of our world and understands the situation that we are going through, when we trust on Him and seek His face, God is able to do it for us. So 3 things that we are learning from Daniel when the decree came to him that all of the wise men in Babylon will be killed. The first thing that we have learned from Daniel is he took his time. He took his time. He asked the worker, the Ariat, to give him time. But number 2, he did not only take his time, but he also shared with a friend. And he also sought of the name or concerning the name of God concerning their situation. Now, I know that these are very simple tips, but I think they can help us also. Let us take some time of reflection. Let us share with our friends what we are going through, and let us also seek the face of God in prayer to our situation and the things that are happening to us. May God bless us, may God keep us, may God shield us, and may God stand on our side. Shalom.